Didn't I already answer this? What do you think of your Zed skills compared to Alice Stylish? He's like Challenger, isn't he? Do I have to say anything else? Dog, I'm Diamond 3. I'm Diamond 3. Not even comparable. 1 second, I'm gonna fix my bitrate. You may be Diamond 3, but most people still think you're a best Zed player. I mean, I guess, but I mean, I made this argument with, I spoke to Ellis about this, or sorry, I didn't speak to Ellis, I tweeted at Ellis because he was talking about someone saying that like the best GP in the world is worse than Tobias Fate, but has better game sense. I think this is something that people, I read this on Reddit too, where, especially like One Trick Ponies, say they're like better at a champion, but overall they're worse at the game. It's really hard to quantify, like, how do you count how good someone is as a champion? Like, how, the flashy plays they can make, or what? Because what you have to realize is what you're more afraid of. Like, say this is, I know this is not true, and I already said it's not true, but say that I was better than Alice Stylish, right? On Zed. Let's go with that premise, right? Please let me go mid again. I don't want to play AD carry. Yes. Let's go with that premise, right? You think I'm better at Zed than him, right? But you're so much more afraid of playing against him than you are playing against me. If you had to decide between Faker on Zed or One Trick Pony who plays Zed on Zed, who's played much more Zed than Faker, you're far more afraid of playing against Faker on Zed. So yeah, you could say, oh, it's because the overall is better general mechanics, but it's not. I just feel like it doesn't matter how good you are at the champion, because you're more afraid of them on the champion. Like if you got to decide, if you had to pick between having me on the team or having Faker on the team, there's no one would be like, I don't know, you know, that guy's played a lot of Zed games. You know, it's. I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard to quantify. It's all these bullshit. I'm better at the champion, but game sense, whatever. I don't know. Maybe people are, but personally, I don't think I'm better than any of those. But maybe Faker's a bad example. But say LS Stylish. I mean, he's also a bad example. Say like a pro player. I can't think of a pro player who doesn't play Zed. Like a mid laner who doesn't play Zed. I'm gonna say Incarnation, but that's not. He plays Zed. Phoenix. He actually plays Zed in mid. Football. Yeah, he plays Zed. He also plays Zed. Every now and then. Hui. I haven't seen much Zed from Hui, right? Say, okay, let's pretend Hui doesn't play Zed. I don't know if he does, but let's pretend he doesn't. You'd be so much more afraid of having Hui on Zed on the enemy team than having me on Zed against the enemy team. He plays Zed? I don't know if he does, but like I said, just assume that there's a Zed player or there's a player who doesn't play. You get my point, right? You're more afraid of them than you are of me, and that's my main point, I suppose. That in the end, sure, maybe they have. I don't know, but how do you even quantify that? Like, yeah, they know how much damage burst does, but I wouldn't even go that far. So it's. If I'm wrong here, I'm not saying I'm 100% right here. If I'm wrong, explain it to me. Like what benefit do you have from picking me over like anyone else who's pro player just because I play a lot of Zed? What's... Because at the end of the day, you're much more afraid of them than you are of me. And you'd much rather have them on the team than you would have me. This might sound like I'm like getting off on self-degradation, and I mean... That's beside the point. It's for any One Trick Pony. Like, so I personally don't like that argument very much because I feel like it's, I don't know. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just don't feel like it's fair. Because at the end of the day, it just feels like kind of, not an excuse, but kind of just like something to hide behind almost. I don't know. Yeah, RF Legendary is based a decent mechanic and perfect game knowledge is much better. But the thing is, they have really good mechanics too. One of the things about these really good challenger players is that they can pick up Zed, play 2 games of him, and then be pretty good at him, right? I mean, maybe not know exactly every single trick and whatever, but is that really relevant? I mean, maybe that's what people say. Maybe I'm completely wrong here, but I still think like at the end of the day, they are more scary on the champion than I am. That's the only thing I count. Knowing exactly how much damage a burst does at every single fucking level, I don't think that's as relevant as in general. Just that's more scary, right? That's what you're looking for. Who's the most scary enemy to have on the enemy team? Like that's the only thing I can really judge it from, I think.